Hello everyone and welcome back to Jam Plays Daily Valhalla. Let's get started on, I believe, December 18th. It's been about almost a week since I last recorded a video for this, so we shall see. But yeah, for those of you who were here yesterday, basically an absolutely appalling protest happened and Jill and Dana had to spend overnight in the bar. So now we are waking up the next day. Rise and shine. Ugh, good morning. It's 11 a.m. though. That's morning for me on the weekends. And any other day. How's everything outside? Jill is a college student confirmed. Oh my gosh. Still noisy, but forces have been deployed to take care of most of them at least. How so? Zabatsu Corp's president is pleading with anyone to stop the rogue White Knights. Neighboring city forces were deployed quickly and have subdued most of the opposition. There have also been reports of White Knights just freezing, like they were petrified somehow. Make it sound like some god suddenly decided to put everything in place. Well, I'm just glad no bullets are flying in and out of the whole building. Sure, there's still some bad apples out, and it's not really safe yet, but it was worse last night. There also seems to be a civilian force lynching any White Knight they spot. So not only are the White Knights a problem, regular folks are on the edge too. I wonder if Sei is okay. Oh right, because Sei's still trapped in that bank. And she's a White Knight, so she is like turbo dead, right? Should we be worried about Gil? That kid knows how to take care of himself. I'm sure that whatever it is that he's doing, he's safe. Dare I say even safer wherever he is than here. I sure hope so. Are we gonna work today? Nah, things are too nasty right now. Let's take the Sunday off. Oh, alright. Say, do you want me to help you get to your apartment? Actually, yeah, I'd appreciate that. Okay then, let me lock things up and we'll go. We'll grab something for lunch on the way. Sounds good. Do you really want to be going out and getting food? This time when like everybody's like rioting and stuff, I don't feel like imagine like there's a giant like protest where like 1992 LA riot strength of protests. Only from what this is describing, it's like tenfold of that. In the middle, you're just waiting for like all the fires and the looting and the destruction, being like, "Hi, I would like a Whopper." Could you hold the tomato? Like, also, shouldn't the bar have food? You guys could just eat here, you know? I would assume the bar has food. I guess we've never actually served it to any customers, but most bars do. And here we are. Home sweet home. Thanks a lot. Oh yes, we also get to see what Jill's model looks like. I mean, we also see it in like the intro and everything, but yeah. This is what her official sprite looks like, so. Hey boss, wanna hang out for a bit? Yeah, grab a beer, chill for a bit. Mostly to thank you for helping me. Well, I don't have much to do anyway, so yeah, sure. I do not know why this is like framed like it's a news bulletin, like with the ticker scrolling up and down, but this does happen once or twice with various conversations in the game, but I will say though, I do like this music. It is quite a bop. I did tell you should invite me to your apartment sometime, didn't I? Oh, yeah, you did. What worries me a bit is that beer always leads to something else. To more beer? I was gonna say to one of us going through the Spanish announcers table. Neither of those answers were what I thought they were going to say, but okay. But I think we're safe here. Come on in then. Excuse me. Want one? Sorry, I don't smoke. Don't mind me though. Smoke if you want. Ugh. But Jill's apartment smells. If Jill smokes inside, I bet her apartment smells like. Oh. Ugh. Trust me, as someone who has been to many locations in the South, you can always tell where someone is allowed to smoke and where someone is not allowed to smoke. Ugh. Ugh. Thanks. Say, how is the chilly weather treating you? It gets cold from time to time, but nothing the Katatsu and the heater can't fix. Alright, boss. You're not very good with the cold, are you? You know it. You didn't bring your jacket here either. Yeah, I left it at home when going to the bar yesterday. It wasn't that cold, and I didn't expect to spend the night at the bar. Would you like a sweater or something? Give her the slut t-shirt, Joe. Do it. Oh, don't mind me. I insist. I have this hoodie from some time ago and it was too big for me. Why buy it then? It was dirt cheap. Thrift shop logic. Right. Wait, where did you get this one? You know, some flea market ages ago. Why? Nothing, it's just like one I had many years ago. What happened to it? Too much use. It just ripped. I see. You can keep it if you want. I never used it anyways. We'll see. Come to think of it, how old are you, boss? I'm eternally 17. Fair enough. 17 plus how much? 17 plus I'd have to cut your tongue if you knew. Alright. Much like Dana's like 10 years old or something. Let me go change into something more comfortable. Actually, I'm half expecting Dana to either be like 10 or like 10,000. No in between. Pure anime logic here. Take your time. Oh, and there's 4. I like how he's so dark you can barely even see him on the silhouette. Say, Jill, there's a blue-eyed mass of black fur glaring in my general direction. Oh, that's just 4. He's wary of any new visitors. Cats will be cats, I guess. He'll warm up quickly, though. Just give him time. He's unusual looking. Blue eyes on a black cat. They usually have green. From what I've seen, don't black cats normally have, like, yellow? Yeah, weird, huh? At first I thought they were like that because he was small, but then they never changed. Do you have any pets, boss? Back at home we had a bear. Ah, I see. What? Good old Bosco. He kept intruders away better than any dog. Right. This picture here isn't something you see every day. I love the expression. I'm not going to spoil who these characters are, but I do love the expression of the girl on the bottom left. Like, that is the face of a kid who has had way too much sugar and is at the peak of their sugar high. What? What, me taking such a sappy pic? No, a framed picture on printed paper. It's so vintage. Who are these? That's, the one on the right is Lenore, my ex-girlfriend. The one on the left is Gabrielle, her sister. I said I wasn't even going to spoil who these characters were. I forget that Jill actually says that, like, within 10 seconds of this conversation. Huh. Is this pic recent, or... Actually, that one's from 3 to 4 years ago. Look exactly the same. I'm only 27, what did you expect? That's why they say kids are the ones that get old. I thought it was recent because you don't usually see people displaying pictures of their exes so openly. Let alone a printed and framed one. Did you break up on good terms then? You even hesitated a bit when calling her your ex. Let's just say that everything ended with both of us saying mean things. And me storming out of her house, breaking a couple things on the way out. We never broke up formally, and I guess I still have feelings for her. I just went away. Haven't said a word since. Really? It's hard to picture you doing such a thing. You look so happy in the pic. Why have her pick out like this then? I just couldn't get my mind off something that Alma said to me. About missing having the warmth of someone else pressed against your side, using them as a pillow, mixing your perfume with theirs. putting your head in their chest, listening to their breathing as they pet your head, dozing off knowing that they're there watching you protect. I think that's the exact lines, word for word. Goodness, Jill has been ruminating on this. I don't know. Felt nostalgic. Then miserable. I'll just put this away. I don't mean to apologize, but I feel like it's too late. I am glad that this is the first bit we're getting a lot of Jill's past and stuff. Like, we got a little bit with Alma where she just explained her life, but Jill, honestly, besides like just being the main character, like the player character, as an isolated character, is one of the most interesting characters in this game. Just because of stuff like this, and more that's going to come up later. I've been meaning to apologize, but I feel like it's too late now. Whenever I go out, there's this fear in the back of my head that I'll meet her in the street. Just don't know if I could face her again, let alone talk to her. I'd be a mess. It's never too late to apologize, Jill. Maybe. What's that on the table? Looks like an envelope. It's nothing. Nothing! Now please give that to me. Nope. Alright. I saw nothing, don't worry. Anyway, let's grab some beers. Guide me. Don't worry, chat, we will see the contents of that envelope eventually. Damn, you have lots of beer. Oh yes, and this is the interesting part. This is an interesting part where Jill and Dana talk for a bit and the gameplay changes where Jill's the one drinking. As you can see up here, you can just press this button to drink the beer at any time and go through the cans. Depending on how much beer you drink and when you drink it, the conversation will change. Another really interesting way of like how they handle like story changes and stuff. Oh, also I like the Kira Mickey poster right there. Also, what's the point of like those 4 like differently shaped windows in the right corner by Jill's balcony? What do those windows look into? Damn, you have lots of beer. Well, the BTC gives me discounts and a point card I can use every time I buy their alcohol. With that, beer is actually the cheapest drink I can get. Is there any difference between the drinks at the bar and these? The drinks at the bar are more addictive, flavorful, and also stronger than the ones they sell in stores. Besides, the one in the bar is more of a double IPA. This one's more of a Pilsner. In English, please. I feel Dana whenever somebody tries to describe to me like the different types of beer, I'm like, I don't care. Like, I don't drink beer, but thank you for trying to explain to me the intricacies of how you prepare your wheat water. This one's lighter in color and lighter in flavor. No, it doesn't taste like a lighter to me. This one made with that, what was the name of the base liquid you use at the bar again? Neutrogenic diochemical lidogenol, or NDL. It was a supplement or something, right? It was an experimental fluid that they created to replace water when the maiden kiss polluted water supplies. Oh, in addition to Jill lore, we are also getting good lord, this world is messed up lore. You love to see it. The effects of pollution turned out to be temporary, so NDL never went into mass production. But the VCC still commissioned it for use in bars. And is this one made with it? Let's see. Yep, here it is. Near the end. NDL and cornstarch. Cornstarch? It serves as a stabilizer, if I remember correctly. They need it for packaged drinks. I see, and I just realized something. What? You're a nerd, Jill. Guilty as charged? I was about to say, Jill, don't deny it. We've seen you nerd out over every little detail this entire game. I still have that bottle of rum somewhere around. Do you want some of it? Will you have some too? Not really, no. Don't leave it like that. I'm not letting you drink beer alone. That's not how drinking with friends works. You consider me a friend then, boss? Why wouldn't I? You know, with being my boss and all, I was never too sure. Well, in case you had any doubts, yes, I consider you one of my best friends. Besides, you and Gil are always so diligent and responsible that I'm boss in name only anyway. That's good to know. Sip. On a side note, it surprised me that you kept that poster of me in the room. Oh right, Gil has the best boss poster. Forgot about that. And even more than that, you hung it in plain sight. When I gave it to you, it was more or less a joke, you know? Does it make you uncomfortable? If it doesn't make you uncomfortable, why would it make me uncomfortable? It's my own face. Still wondering why you did it, though. Aside from filling an empty spot in the wall, I don't really know. I thought it was funny, too. I guess it's like if someone gave you, you know, a dildo-shaped trophy or something, you had it there as a conversation starter. I'm pretty sure I've met people who would do stuff like that. Well, no one comes here anyway, so it's kind of pointless. What? No steamy nights of passion? Not since a year ago, I think. And I'd rather not talk about what happened then. Did someone hurt you? Because if they did, I can go dish out the pain. No, nothing of the sort. A different kind of mess. Uncomfortable mess. Not being able to have sex for reasons mess. Glad to know you have my back, though. That's what friends are for. Wait, you talk about the poster and compare it to having a dildo-shaped trophy? Did you just call me dildo face? That's what friends are for? See it. See it. Hey boss, be honest with me here. About what? Who's Gil exactly? What do you mean? You know what I mean. Who the fuck is he? Yep. Oh yeah, that. Well, I have a couple of ideas. I know for certain that Gil was in the Hong Kong riots, and he took part in the anti-riot force before defecting. That should give me a clue as to who he is, but so far I've only found out about one such defector, and he didn't leave Hong Kong for at least 4 years. Yep. I also know for certain that Gil was also in England and France during that time frame. It's always like that. When I think I have a clue as to who he is, something else comes up that contradicts the evidence. Chat, tell me in the comments section who you think Gil is and what crap he's been doing. I want to hear all of like the weirdest conspiracy theories about this guy. That guy's troublesome. A bit, yeah. See. I wonder if Gil's alright. Worried about him? Make it sound like I'm some emotionless robot. He can be hard to read. I wouldn't worry about Gil so much though. There's 3 things I know for certain about him. First, he can take care of himself. See. Second, you can sincerely trust him. And third, he absolutely hates bell pepper. He does? Open. See. I've seen him even reject food that has been in contact with it. Man, what a baby. Unless he's allergic or something. He's not. Man, what a baby. How did you meet such a guy? He showed up in the door of the bar. He what? See. I also like how there's an actual animation that plays when Jill actually sips the drink. It's like small, but you can see it. Well, it was shortly after the whole incident with Robert and the levitation potion. Right. Levitation potion. Jill has very consistently not bought that story even slightly. It was a slow day and he just showed up at the bar. I offered him a drink, but he said he didn't have money on him. I couldn't leave him alone, so I pretty much gave the drinks for free. After a couple, he broke down crying. See? Huh? I don't know what he did, but he was really, really regretting it. I killed them, Dana. I killed them all. He wanted a second chance or whatever, and I told him if he could wash himself, I'd find him a job. And I'll be damned, he looked totally different the next day. Damn. I tried and failed to find out anything about him. so I decided to take him at face value. I judge him from what he did as an employee. Aside from the occasional sudden escapade, he's been as loyal gets. Our turn the favorite kind, covering his ass from time to time, sometimes literally. See it. What surprised me is that you took him in so easily. I can take care of myself, and I always kept an eye on him. Besides, after the whole Robert thing, I couldn't ignore someone that desperate so easily. I see. You made the bar more lively yourself, you know? How so? Open. See. Well, with the regulars you've earned, of course. Like that blonde titty hacker. I can't remember her name. Alma? I was gonna say Armitage. She's a nice girl, you know? I don't think she's young enough to be called a girl. Says the girl who's eternally 17. In any case, she's really lovely. When you hear her speak of her family, she speaks with such love. Her face just brightens up. It makes me kind of jealous that she has such a close relationship with them, to be honest. You have bad relations with your family? Not bad, but I'm not exactly close to anyone aside from my mom, dad, and aunt. See it. But back to Alma. I'm really hoping she finds a nice guy to settle with. And she's so bent into finding one, I can't help but want her to succeed. Ah, I see. And also that sex worker robot girl. Ah, Dorothy. See? She intrigues me though. I've seen lots of sex workers over the years, and she seems pretty giddy. It's not that she likes her job, but rather that she takes to it with such childish excitement. I kinda noticed that too. But then again, Lilim can be weird. See it? You think? Lilim operate in some really foreign logic. I mean, they don't really share our fear of mortality. Even if their bodies are destroyed, their minds are already backed up in the collective source. What does Lilim iCloud look like, you think? If they lose an arm, they can reattach it or replace it. Depending on the circumstances, they may not even feel pain at all. It's not like they haven't attained human-like emotions like fear or love, but they are different. Like a different culture, if you must. See it? I didn't see it that way. Aside from that, Dorothy is a DFC-72. It's a social interactions model or something. They'll even get positive reinforcement straight from their bodies if they're fulfilling their main purpose, so I'm guessing she gets a built-in push whenever she's in a meaningful or challenging social interaction. Open. See it. Interesting. The name Lilim is a bit weird, though. It is? You'd expect them to be called bots or dolls, but Lilim doesn't convey the image of automations. Just a tip, bots and dolls are considered slurs by them. Ooh. I'm imagining Dana, like, getting onto a mic, like, I apologize for the B-word incident that came yesterday. I never meant to use the word bot in such a unfathomable manner. I apologize deeply, and I will resign from my position. Bot is akin to calling them retarded, and doll is like calling them fake. Thanks for the advice. That aside, you know why they're called Lilim? As far as I know, because they all come from a bigger AI called Lilith. And Lilim are Lilith's offspring in Jewish folklore. Sith. Ooh, cool. Hey, speaking of names, why don't you like being called by your full name? I have no idea what you're talking about. Sip. Don't act stupid. Back when you first transferred, I called you Julianne and you almost tore me a new one with your glare. See? Like that! It's no big secret, but it's one of those things that feels silly when you say it out loud. Try me. Well, did you ever watch Model Warrior Julianne? Not all of it, but my little sister's a big fan of the reruns. Back when I was in elementary school, I was a huge fan of the show. I had everything from the dolls to the costumes to the lunchboxes. It didn't help that it was one of those shows that got strapped literally everywhere. I saw a couple of episodes once. They were really nice. It was beyond nice. The show's about a model who can transform into an armor-clad magic knight. She fights demons born from greed and vanity. How the show prevented Jules hating her job just because it invited enemies. And yet still found solace in trying to be a role model. So Jill just watches magical girl anime. Alright. Hell, the main character wasn't a kid. Julianne was an adult that became younger when transformed. Okay. Stranger danger. I'd say it was a pretty ambitious kids show. Even by today's standards. Just the fact that our enemies were literally issues dealing with beauty standards with body image. Challenging as fuck. Whoa, you got excited there. And that is the problem. Back then, I was obsessed with Jules. Sang the songs, dressed like her, I could even recite full chapters. See? Something tells me you still can. That's beside the point. It was nice while I was in elementary school, but then I went to middle school. And what a surprise, tweens are jackasses. They went out of their way to tease me about the things I did back then. I don't hold it against Jules. I always hold my grudge against those fuck jobs. Sounds rough. You know how most girls worry about their thighs at that age? I worried about jerkasses singing the theme tune of the show mocking me. Anyways, every time someone calls me Julianne or Jules, I instinctively react negatively. See it. Pavlov would be proud of me. I never talk about it because I find the whole thing too silly in retrospect. And yet, it affects you even today. There's nothing wrong with it, though. It's actually kind of reasonable. I sure hope so. Come to think of it, what kind of kid were you, boss? When I was a toddler, I was the kind to always fight with kids bigger than me. What? Then puberty happened and I became the Merriam-Webster definition of shallow jerkwad. See? Around the time I turned 16, I realized what an idiot I was and went on to become who I am today. And the less I talk about those years from 12 to 15, the better. Fair enough. So Jill, what kind of guy was your grandpa? He was rough around the edges, the kind of guy that means well even if he says otherwise. He seemed to have a soft spot for me though. One moment he was congratulating my dad by berating him a little. And then the next he was playing with me. My dad worked a lot, my mom was always traveling, so I spent most of my childhood with him. Can I ask how he died? Out of old age. My dad says his last words were something like, "Fucking scientists created talking mannequins but they still can't let you upload your brain." Why the question? Curious about you. Really curious. Oh? See. I just realized that even though we see each other almost every day, I know very little about you. Oh. From what you tell me, though, seems like your grandpa's personality rubbed off on you. But, you know, you say that I don't know anything about you, while Dana's provided very little information about her life other than, like, random tidbits that suggest that she has wrestled with every single human being alive and won. I've heard that one since I was a kid, actually. You know, boss, I'm a bit curious about your circle of friends. What kind of people do you have in it? Keep in mind, you're included in the circle too, so any insults you hurl will apply right back to you. Anyways, I have this friend I've known for a long time, a red-headed glasses-wearing gun nut called Iris. The one you called for the helmet thing? See. That one. He's managing a BTC bar in Panama right now, if I remember correctly. He's managing a bar too? Got the idea from her, actually. Oh. It's called Nirvana. And if you thought this city was dangerous, you should see the people she has to deal with there. Okay, full disclosure, chat, some actual real-life implications. So, I don't know if you know this, but Valhalla has a sequel, or it was supposed to have a sequel, called Nirvana Cyberpunk Bartending Action, and it was actually supposed to be about this bar that was directly referencing. Supposed to star a new protagonist, like different set of characters and everything, so, but like in the same universe as this game. It was supposed to come out in 2020, but it has been indefinitely delayed just because a lot of like financial issues and creative differences and all sorts of that stuff. But the indie company's still going. I think they're actually releasing a game this year called like 45 Parabellum or something. So like Sukaban Games is still like an active like studio still making games, but Nirvana's kind of been vaporware for a little bit now. So that's a little sad, but from what I've heard, everybody is still confident that it will come out eventually, so... Which I hope it does, because I would very much look forward to more games like this one. I think there is actually a teaser trailer of it online too, like Nirvana, so... Obviously the trailer was made many years ago, so I don't know how much of it is still in the current whatever they're working on for the game, but yeah. So yeah, interesting to see that they referenced it here, knowing that they were going to eventually try to create a sequel for this. Piracy ain't nothing to fuck with. And means it's an annex to another building. What else does she do there? I think the bar was originally her hotel's bar. She moved the bar to its own building somewhere else and opened Nirvana B in the hotel instead. Weird decision. I believe she said she wanted a place away from the noisy rich tourists that go to the hotel. That bar is her woman cave. Woman cave. Yep. That aside, let's see. Friends. I guess there's also my little sister, but that's a given. Oh, there's also my old partner from when I was with the Neo San Francisco Police Force. Okay, again, we're referencing 2064 Read-Only Memories, which actually is a game that came out that is in the same universe as this game, although that one's actually predates this one and came by a different developer. I think Mid-Boss made 2064, but actually I gotta play that on stream sometimes because I have played that game and it is also pretty good. Good old Lexi. Should give her a call sometime. Yeah, and Lexi was a prominent character in that game, so that's like sort of how like the shared connection between the universes is that Dana and Lexi knew each other. Wait, you were in the what? You've done lots of things, Jill. Oh yeah, the casual drop that Dana's a cop. Or was. Spent a short time collaborating with the police force. I've been a wrestler, an MMA fighter, chimney cleaner, lumberjack, pet shop attendant, corporate mascot. Corporate what? I still see my face on some websites from time to time. Open, see it. Anyways, aside from you, Gil, my sis, Iris, and Lexi, I guess there are a lot of people that don't want to see me in harm's way. Mostly because they're the ones that want to hurt me. What about you? I guess I have acquaintances here and there. Back at home in college, I went out a lot. It felt more like going out was a pleasure rather than the people involved. Aside from you and Gil, my closest friend since moving here is Alma. Oh, and Dorothy. I mean, sure, there's always four, but that cat's a hermit that refuses to go out. You know, he's a cat. Hey, a cat's fine too, you know? Hey, boss, what will you do when the bar closes? Sit. I don't know. Maybe I'll take a friend's offer of working with her. I was also thinking about going back home and helping with things there. Or maybe going traveling for a while. I see. Oh, but don't worry, bureaucracy's slow as fuck, so they won't close the bar for quite a while. Better enjoy being there while you can. Yep. See it. Yeah, maybe. Will you be visiting me in whatever bar I end up working in? I have a bone to pick with the guy that supervises the bar I'm planning to get you transferred to. I go there even though I have virtually no reason to. With you there, I'd have something pleasant to look forward to. See. You're sending me to someone you have problems with? If I have to trust another bar owner, it's certainly him. He's actually a pleasant boss from what I've seen. The fact that he and I have a tendency to go at each other's throats is an unrelated matter. I'll trust you on that one then. Don't worry, maybe I can get you a bracelet made out of wood pieces from the bar's counter or something. We'll see. Hey, I'll tell you what. When the bar closes, let's both take a vacation. Go on a trip. That'll clear your mind for a bit. See it. Oh, Jill's drunk now. I think. She looks very red. Yeah, maybe. Well, we got Jill drunk right at the end, but just in time for a hangover tomorrow, so. But yeah, so that was the end of Chapter 1 of sorts. Again, the chapters are kind of arbitrary in this game, because they don't really mark different story arcs that much. Because everything in the day just directly ties into the next day, so the separation of like chapters is kind of odd in my opinion, but it's not like they mention it on like the save or anything. The saves go by day. It's not like they mention, oh, we are currently playing chapter 2 or whatever, but yes, here's the next bill we have to worry about. $8,000. So a little bit of a heavier one this time. But that will be tomorrow's problem. Until then, chat, take care, and I will see you tomorrow for December 19th. Until then, bye-bye.